Welcome back, Raider Nation and my champions. This is Eric, and we're going to go over the 33-22 victory of the Raiders over the Philadelphia Eagles, setting our record to 5-2 at the break. We're also going to go over the 4 keys to the game, and I'm going to be grading the offense and the defense. So let's get right to it.
The other team's quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard.
And as usual, we start on the defensive side of the ball, and we're going to go to our first key to the game, and that was containing Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm going to give this a B grade, and I'm going to tell you why it wasn't an A grade, an above average effort, but not, I would say, an excellent effort. Hurts ended up with 18 of 34, 236 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He also added 61 yards on the ground on 13 carries. I would say this is a B grade and not an A grade for a couple reasons. Number one, that first drive of the game, and I talked about it in my game preview. I did not think this Philadelphia Eagles offense could sustain a long drive against our defense, and that's exactly what they did the first time they got the ball. But after that, the defense kind of settled in and kind of contained him more, got a little bit more pressure on him, especially in the second quarter. But then in the second half, the Eagles employed a lot more RPO, I think, than they did in the first half, and it was a little bit more effective. Defense kind of bent, but they didn't really break there, and that includes this drive here late in the third quarter. Hurts was in the red zone. Like I said, he had 5 red zone touchdowns rushing the ball. We got a little help from their guard here, Driscoll, who was kind of putting his hands back to pass protect and knocked the ball just ever so slightly, and Hurts did get 2 hands on it, but it kind of fumbled it away because I think the ball was kind of spinning there, a little deflection, and we got the ball back. But overall, I'm going to say that was an above average effort, but a little bit more we need to clean up, especially with running type quarterbacks. Now, my second key to the game was containing Miles Sanders. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to give this an incomplete, because Sanders went out early in the first quarter with an ankle injury. He did end up with 6 carries for 30 yards. It looked like they were kind of getting things together, especially on that first drive. He did get 1 reception for -3 yards, didn't do much there. But again, he wasn't in the game that long. And if you look at the running game without Jalen Hurts, and that includes, Boston Scott, Gainwell, and even Rieger had like a jet sweep, didn't go anywhere. That was a total of 19 carries for 74 yards, a little under 4 yards per carry. I think that's very good overall, especially with a team that likes to do RPO. Not bad if you look at it from that way, but as far as the explosiveness of Sanders, it really wasn't there, so I couldn't really grade that. But as far as the overall grade for the defense, I'm going to give it a B+. Now, they got 2 sacks. They got 7 quarterback hits, 7 pass defenses, mostly in the secondary. Did a pretty good job, especially in the second half, and got a couple deflections. They ended up giving up 22 points. That's less than their average of 24. And like I've said, the past 2 games, I would say they really only gave up 14 points. And as the Eagles got a garbage touchdown, 2-point conversion with about 4 minutes left in the game, trying to catch up. But overall, I would say it's a good effort. I couldn't give it an A, and this is why. This lingering issue we have with conversions. Now, the Eagles were 6 of 13 on 3rd down conversions and 2 of 3 on 4th down conversions. An overall good effort by this defense once again, but I couldn't give them an A. We need to clean up that conversion ratio. Now, while the Raiders get a bye week, we're not taking the week off. We're going to be going live this Saturday night, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11:10 Central, and we're going to go over the schedule once again. We did this right before the season start, and we gave our predictions, and we're going to see how well we did. We're also going to give out some latest news of the Raiders and how I feel they're doing before and after Gruden, and how this 2021 squad is doing comparatively speaking to 2020. Now, we have a lot of fun. I encourage you to come on out and join us.
And I hear everyone say, take what they give you. We're going to take what we want.
And for the offensive side, this is basically a carbon copy of last week's game. And we're going to get to the first key of the game. And that was what I said was pound that ball. And I'm going to give them an A. And then here's why. They ended up with 29 carries, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns, a little over 4 yards per carry. And that was with Jacobs getting hurt late in the half and Kenyon Drake taking over. And I'm going to tell you what, this offensive line needs some kudos, especially in the run blocking area. And we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to the overall grade as far as their pass blocking. We always had to hear about this front four of the Eagles and Fletcher Cox. He's 31. He's not doing much this year, to be honest. Hardgrave had 6 sacks coming into this game. They were pushed back. It was embarrassing. The holes, you could drive trucks through there, especially that first drive in the second half. I bet you Richie Incognito was smiling ear to ear and loving it. They're absolutely dominating this team, destroying this front four of this defense. And it showed that the Eagles' 28th run defense was no joke. They're a laughing stock, and that's why I give them an A, and that helped put this game away. And then the second key to the game, Derek Carr. And I said in my game preview, he's got to do his sweet thing. And you know what? That's exactly what he did. And I'm giving him an A+. And the Carr haters, they're going to be real quiet. They've probably been real quiet for the past 2 weeks. He ended up with 31 of 34, 323, 2 touchdowns. He had 1 pick, but you know what? That bounced off of Jalen Richard's hands. That should have been caught, and that was in the red zone. That should have been a touchdown as well. Absolute masterful game from Carr. And you know what? He's going to start getting that talk for the MVP now that they're 5-2. It's going to happen. And as far as the offense, I got to give it an A overall. They basically did what they wanted to do. They followed a game plan I thought they should do. Pound the ball and do the short passing game. Play to the defense's weaknesses. Their strength was the passing game and 2 above average corners, similar to the Miami Dolphins. And that's what they did. They did the short passing game. Hunter Renfrow led the team with 7 receptions. And let's talk about this guy right here, Foster Moreau, coming in, starting the game with a late scratch by Darren Waller with an injury. Came in, played hard. I knew this kid was talented. I actually thought he would be doing more this season. Hasn't really had the opportunity, but he stepped up big time. 6 catches, 60 yards in this touchdown that he fought for to get in the end zone there. Well done overall. And I'm going to say this, another week with Greg Olsen, another masterful job with the play calling, keeping them off balance. Even the first drive, they should have scored. There was a flub there by Jalen Richard. Otherwise, that would have been another touchdown. They scored 33 points. Should have been probably over 40 points between the mixed extra point and that first drive at the end there. Well done. And again, we head into the bye week 5-2. This offense is starting to look scary. Even with Jacobs hurt in the second half, we had our way with the Philadelphia Eagles. Well done.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing: just win, baby.